Anish suicide attempt, sir. Anish is killing himself, sir. And he was explaining the whole plot, sir. What we are trying to convey is just explain sequence by sequence, where we'll act one sequence, sir. After that, we say freeze or something and give this narration for the next sequence. So we will act to the next sequence we are trying to say, sir.
Okay, so Reshvar,
Sir, I was wondering if you could make it more of a instead of like you giving what's going on in their head. I was thinking that they can figure that out for themselves. So like it'll be a more discussion based sequence. So let's say for Anish, right now we're talking about like the part where he's gonna kill himself. So to explain the internal conflict here, I feel like the emotions that are there already, they should come up with like what they're happy about, what they're angry about, what they're fearful about, instead of you telling them what they should be. So kind of like those people who are playing those emotions should understand what the person is going through, and so based on that, they can give a response or they can say whatever they want to, and another person has to respond to that. So it's like a discussion based thing, kind of like
so you don't want me to prompt?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, the point is you don't want me to prompt. You want they themselves to understand what is the next sequence and all the other consequences.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now I'll just tell everybody. So it's there's only there's six people playing Anish's emotions. Okay, and we can change it up if you want to, or we can have same ones from yesterday. But those six people, they'll have to play as that emotion and think how that emotion affects that person, and talk as that emotion with the other emotions, and try to convince the other emotion that either killing the person is right, killing Anish himself is right, or not killing, something like that.
Okay.
Right, so it kind of represents more of the battle that goes inside the mind when it's more discussion based. Instead of sir saying what should happen, you guys can decide what happens.
So do you understand?
Yeah.
So he wants you to perform your own steps, and you have to take it up. Okay, so yesterday we
anybody can give a point for any emotion, whoever is not assigned specifically yet. There's a lot of people, so everybody can talk. You're deciding or like you have to act as if you're deciding the fate of Anish, but he's gonna die anyway. But you just have to, like, let's just pretend you don't know that yet.
So
just
are you sure he's dying?
life, or try not to.
Reshvar, are you sure he's dying? In the character?
Yeah, I'm sure he's dying, because then the next sequence won't work.
Okay. Looks like Vedoshan has got some questions.
Sir, Anish attempts his suicide, sir. And then his emotions will die within you, sir. So what will the roles played by Anish's emotions will do, sir?
You have an answer for that? If Vedoshan asks if Anish dies, his corresponding emotions will also die. So how do you want the skit to be ended, Reshvar? That's what I want to know, basically.
So Anish will die, and then so Dave and Veer, so they're shook. Dave and Veer, they're shook. So there also we can have a discussion based on what happened with Anish, and also what happened, what they should do and how they should handle the other hostages. And then afterwards, so they're all shook up. Then the very last sequence is when the police officer comes, and here the police officer, his emotions. There will be a little discussion based on his emotions, like within his emotions. That's what I was thinking. On how to handle the situation, how to get the hostages out safely, and catch the robbers, something like that. And then there will be a small discussion with like on a phone call between the robbers and the police has to convince the robbers to let go of the hostages. And at this point, like, the robbers are pretty weak mentally themselves because they just saw a man kill himself in front of them. And so that's how we're going to end. So all the hostages are going to come out safely, and the robbers, they'll go to jail, they'll get arrested, and the only person that dies is Anish. And basically the point is Anish makes the robbers mentally weak, because even these guys are amateur robbers, they're not like, very experienced and stuff. They're just trying to get by as well.
Okay, right. So let's see how far people are really understanding their own selves and operating on self-operating mode. So he does not want that to be restricted. So you yourself have to understand it.
So narration part, sir.
Narration.
Sir, Veer has a role also. So he Navlagana is absent, sir.
Human noise can also because of
After Anish, Vedoshan himself will be.
Who is that, sir?
First itself, Reshvar mentioned Vidra while starting of the sequence I will die.
Okay, and then
So
okay.
I think he is.
And then okay.
No, it's no. We can do the discussion inside Anish's mind before he died. So that'll go on for some like 15 minutes, something like that.
Right.
So within his mind, what happens?
Okay. Chairs backward, just like yesterday, please.
Ready or not?
Like that, and let them lament for months and months. And grieve. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, your family is killed.
You have to die now.
Give us a song.
There was a place where you could have been called as a soldier, but they snatched it out of you.
Yes.
They snatched the opportunity. They snatched the weapon. They snatched the dream. Dreams got shattered. You got shattered. There are places where you are supposed to be a dignified person. Imagine if you are a soldier, if you had been walking into the shopping mall, these people would have put the garland around your neck. But what has happened now? There are two people who are here. They are given this guy Dev and this guy Veer. These people are given uneven advantage. But how about you? They're treating you like a peasant. This is what you're looking for. Do it now. You're showing when you're reading the snap and you're right here. Yeah, Kiran, go.
If only you were treated properly when you were in the army, only then you wouldn't have come to where you are now. Your family is dead because of you.
I know
Why-
that is
why-
one
you want
part
to-
of you.
Sorry, sir. Continue, sir.
I know there is one part of you saying that you should be dying with happiness. You see, there is no cliche of dying with happiness. You understand that? There is only one thing: dying out of grief, dying out of pain, dying out of.
Think about your teacher. Think about your teacher. Your teacher, your guru, who wanted to see for the last. Oh, yes. Mission accomplished.
There you go. A person, priest, a person who has been having all the wildest dreams, all the savior dreams into the conscience, has been killed because of some miserable prejudice. And as a cause of it, he has put a bullet on his head, irrespective of the emotions guiding him. But the wonder and the irony is, there was not even a single emotion that was asking him not to put a bullet on his head. Every single emotion was doing the same, but the only difference was, few emotions were probing him not to do it immediately, but few emotions were probing him to do it immediately. So that's why the poor soul has taken the soul out of the body. Praise. Good job.
Well done, everyone. Well done, dear Rajni.
Okay,
Okay.
Reshvar, now your turn. Come on, explain the next sequence.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that was pretty good. It was better than what I thought it'd be like. But maybe next time I put it even in the chat. Like you can talk to other emotions as well. So like say like the negative emotions. Say something really negative. The positive one can look at that emotion and then address what the other person said. And so like Vedavishan would be listening to all this. You don't have to always talk straight to Anish, the character himself, because then it just kind of becomes chaotic. But in the end, it worked out because I guess what was going on in his mind was pretty chaotic, anyways.
Yeah,
But just to facilitate,
I was
the
also
flow of
expecting.
thoughts. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Reshvar, I was also expecting them to have a conversation, but that didn't happen, so that's why I had to jump in and I had to make it this way.
Yeah, it's okay, but you guys did really well, I think. Nice job, guys. Alright, so the next one is gonna be with Dave and Veer. Now Dave was watching this the entire time, right? He wasn't watching the emotions battle each other, but he saw that Anish killed himself, even though he tried to stop him from doing that, right? So Dave, now he's scarred. He's what do you call it? He's traumatized, because he's never seen a person shoot himself in the head. So that's Dave, and then there's Veer as well. And so so first we'll do a sequence where we go through what happens in Dave's head, all the emotions talk. What this sequence is like, the emotions are reflecting on the situation about what happened, and then applying it to himself. So for example, Dave is traumatized, right? So even now, Dakshin, is he here?
Yeah, Dakshin is here.
Yeah, so Dakshin can go up, he can make his story, and he can relate it to how Anish is feeling. Because actually all these three characters, Dave, Veer, and Anish, they're all poor people. They're all trying to get by in life, and they're just taking different paths, right? So Dave's emotion has to make connection with Anish's life and what Anish has went through, and even now the negative emotions of Dave start contemplating suicide, whether that's the right way to go, or maybe that's not the right way to go. That's up to Dakshin to say. So I think Dakshin can come up, he can say his story as well, and then the emotions inside of Dave, who Dakshin is playing, they'll have a conversation on what to do, on whether even suicide for him is right, or is even robbery right, for that matter. Is robbing a person and destroying their financial life, is that right? So kind of having that sort of conversation within themselves, and then I don't know about Veer, and then let's say Veer and Dave, they have a conversation between themselves. Okay, and we could also have a sequence where maybe even Veer's emotions.
We'll first finish with Dave's sequence, as you mentioned. So, just like Vedavashan did a story, now Dakshin's responsibility is to come to the front, and he has to give a kind of an untold story, or an epilogue, or a monologue, or whatever it can be called. I think it's a prequel of epilogue that Dave has got. Why he has become such a vulnerable robber. We will speak about Veer later. Okay, so here, both Veer and Dave will stand on a parallel basis, and they will speak about their prequel. So I'm going to spin off as Veer, and Dakshin is going to Dakshin is going to maintain Dave. So after the epilogue sequence is finished, whenever there is supposed to be Veer in this plot, Vedavashan will spin off as Dave. So, right?
You have to converse within his law.
No, just like Vedavashan did, out of character. Come on, we both are the robbers. So ladies and gentlemen, so this is Veer.
Yes.
Veer played by Manikandan Sundaresan, and Dev played by Dakshin Siddharth. So just like Vedavashan gave, so we would like to give our own part of story. So Dev will start.
So, I'm Dave. I'm not in a respectable position where, I deserve some respect because I'm a robber basically. When I was born, I was 2 years old or something, I was starving for food. I literally know, the hard work behind earning each and every grain of rice. And at the age of 5, I couldn't afford to buy any food stuff. My father was jobless, my mom was jobless. The whole house was struck in poverty. Then I had to steal, a loaf of bread from a bakery nearby, and I was successful in doing it. But then the shopkeeper found it out, and I got a good bashing at home.
And that's where I found my friend Dave. The shopkeeper and the crowd were chasing him. Unlike Dave, I am from a very royal family. Dave was suffering for even a piece of bread. But you know what? We were able to give and offer several pieces of bread to unprivileged people. But my dad and mom were very much worried about my elder brother, my elder sister, and my little tiny sister. But not me. There was a kind of a privilege that was given to my siblings, but not to me. That has really made the volcano erupted into my mind. So I decided one thing. I did not want their kind of golden spoon life environment, and I eloped one day. And when I was eloping, I was walking down the street, and since I was wearing the blazer and tie, so many people had respect. But this guy was running, having almost about 35 people behind him chasing him. So I hold him, and then these people were looking at me, and because of the attire, they thought I was a respectable man in the society, and they left. And there our bond got started. But this guy's tricky way of stealing things really inspired me. And I was also really starving for food at that time. You see, a person who has got plenty of money back home, but into the shirt there is no money. So that's where they have persuaded me to live into the standard of his own life. And how long I'll be wearing that tuxedo and blazer and all those kinds of, blossoming dress. So I took that off and I put on a kind of a goofy t-shirt and jean and woolen shoe, and I liked it. And then we both conspired many heists, robbery, thefts, and that was fun. That was really fun. Stealing from the good people, stealing from the bad people, stealing from the privileged, stealing from the unprivileged. Everything was fine until we came to the shopping mall today. So it's been almost about 12.5 years since Dave and we together. You would like to say anything else other than our story?
Yeah. Basically, people think that stealing is bad, right? So I've been through this. Like, we have been owning a lot of land since, like, for 3 generations or something, I don't remember. And the land was confiscated illegally. Like, my parents didn't have the knowledge of letters, they couldn't literally read the documents or do any sort of legal stuff in there. So the rich people, they wanted the land and they snatched it away from us. And when we went to ask for rights, like when we went to the court, they asked money from us. Like, to hire a lawyer, you must need some money, right? We didn't have it, so they kicked us out. And then illegally the land was snatched from us. So if the society can do this to me, then why can't I avenge my insult? True, right?
Why? Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely true. So why can't we keep the society cornered? You see, we have only 2 segments of people in the society. Rich persons and poor persons. Here a poor guy and a rich guy. Both are on the same platform of stealing. So life is pretty simple. If you are going to be on a moral way, people will kick on your face. If you are going in an immoral way, you can have your own boot on the back of the people. So that's why we loved that kind of an assassination. And we loved assassinating characters, we loved assassinating wealth, and we also loved assassinating the well-being of the other people. And slowly, it has become the part of our lives. But you know what? We both have never been so much disturbed like what we got today in this particular shopping mall. There are women, respectable women, of course. I would have called them respectable women before becoming a thief. But right now I am a criminal. So women, just women. And there were gentlemen out here. But this guy, one guy, who was standing almost 6 feet 2 inches tall, pretty much qualified for getting recruited even in an Indian army. And this guy was walking around and he was making fool of himself. We both saw Dave and me inside him. We both saw our own levels of chronicles inside him. And that is why Dave always breaks the jaw of a person who disturbs him. He never did that. And since Dave did not attack him, I also did not attack him. But that has become the weakness for us now. Now we are puzzled. We don't know what to do. This guy is really disturbing us. And at the one end, there are people who are really respecting us. This guy Johnson, who is a shopkeeper, he has given us a respect. So we are in an ethical dilemma right now. Both of us have not figured out what to do with this guy and with this involved. Anything else you would like to add before we finish?
Yeah, he's also a broken man just like us.
Right.
He's got nothing to do, so do we.
Right.
We don't care about anything. Like, even if we are arrested, what's the matter? Even like we are living in a jail right now, literally. We don't have proper freedom to do anything. And even when I was a kid, for the first time I got a packet of chocolate. Even though the rich guys, the rich kids have thousands of them, they couldn't bear seeing a packet of chocolate in my hand and they snatched it away. He was the one who bought me a new one.
Correct. That was happiness. Maybe I did not have anybody else's friend. But here, I think we are going to have a new friend here. But the only difference between that guy Anish and both of us is Anish wants to kill himself because of the adversities. But myself and Dave are wanting to manipulate the entire things because of the adversities. He wants to finish his life, but we want to make the other people finish their lives. That's the difference.
Even before we finish our life, we want to give out a strong message to the society.
Exactly.
We can't oppress the poor just like.
Exactly. And you know what? We both are having a bunch of cats into our mind. We're going to take all these ladies into hostages. That's what we have both planned. That's it. Alright, please. Good luck. So, both for the. Reshvar. Thank you.
Good job.
Good job, sir.
Super sir, super Dakshina.
Yeah, that's good.
Super sir, super Dakshina.
Thanks a lot. So, for both Dev and we, you have got the motive for action, the motive for their antisocial action, the motive for their wrongdoings. So now you will be able to understand, that is the people who are going to play the emotions of Dev, now you will be able to understand how to perform. Now, the people who are going to perform the emotions of Dev, they will be right here. He has just seen and brutal murder of the self. Anish is lying down, his brain got shattered, and it's a pathetic situation. We will speak about Veer later, but right now the situation is only there. And the emotions of those people, you got to remember two things. Number one, as Reshvar mentioned, let there be a conversation amongst the emotions. Not only dictating Dev what to do, what not to do. And number two, go by the plot that we have planned. Remember, like this, like that, in the past, I've been like. Okay, right?
Okay, sir.
So, Darshan, come to the middle. Dev.
Am I attempting?
Yes, sir. Really quick.
Yeah.
Really quick. We had to switch up the name just for Dave because we need new people acting as different.
So, happiness of Dev in this particular situation. Anybody? Shall we change? Going for a new list, you mean, Reshvar?
Yeah, a new list of people.
Volunteers in the direct class for happiness of Dev. Okay, so anger. Dev's anger. Wonder. Dev's wonder. Brinda. That's final. Regret of Dev. Kalpita.
Okay.
Regret of Dev, Kalpita. Hope of Dev. Hope of Dev. Krishwant. And fear of Dev.
Sir, may I?
Kieran wants to do fear.
Okay, so we will speak about Veer. Fear of Dev is going to be Vedavarshan. Please type that.
Okay.
Ah,
Kieran wants to do it as well.
yeah, okay. So we will have Kiran and Vedavarshan still both doing that. Or we will...
Or no, Krishwant is okay. He's
So
different.
let it be Kiran, sir.
We can have wait, Kiran, what do you want to be? You want to be happiness because that's still there.
It's fine, and I can do Veer next time. That's fine.
Okay. Well, you can jump in anytime anyway. So who wants to be
Yeah.
happiness?
Happiness, let us put the name of Hariyan. So once we finish Dev, then we shall come to Veer. So, but the name discussion we shall do it here itself, now itself. Or shall we do it later?
Sir, for the emotions, sir.
Emotions.
Oh, I think for anger we didn't change. Still Mitra.
No, Mitra wanted to be happiness this time. So let her be anger. Let her do anger.
Okay. All right.
Anger of Dev, right, sir?
Anger of Dev.
So,
You want to say something? Reshvar?
how?
No, I don't want to say anything. You said everything already, sir. Just like, have a discussion and stuff like that.
Yeah, Dakshin has a question. Yeah, what?
Sir, is Dev in a dilemma right now?
In front of him there is a dead body. So what kind of emotion do you have? Think of it.
Okay.
Emotions.
How did everybody clear?
Emotions, please. So Kirtana, Vishnu Priya, myself, we will do for Veer. Next sequence is for Veer. So Mitra, which emotion?
Anger, sir.
Vrinda?
Wonder.
Regret.
Sir, wonder, sir.
Happy.
Very mean and good.
Sir, anger, sir. See, what?
Yes.
What Ando Mura? So Vrinda, Kushwant, and Hariharan are playing the positive emotions, while Mitra, Kalpita and Ved are playing negative emotions. So now, let's see. Dev is in a kind of a lifetime dilemma which he has not seen. He has never seen somebody putting bullet in front of him. And let us see how far. Now Dev's mission is rob along with Veer.
Sir, I want to act as a hope, sir. I want to give hope to them.
Still the mission is possible. But உங்களுக்கு நீங்க பேசணும். அவன்கிட்ட பேசினா மட்டும் பத்தாது.
But we can talk to them also,
You
sir.
can talk to them also and you can question the other also. Give scope to each and every person.
One day once I want from negative side, one from positive.
No, that you balance. You have a ladies and gentlemen balance. Right?
Based on start பண்ணி நீங்க கொஞ்சம் நான் start
Gentlemen and ladies balance.
பண்ணி.
Right, 3, 2, 1, go.
What is this? There is a dead body in front of me.
Yes, that is a dead body.
That's what.
What is this? How am I going to achieve this? This Veer also, he went somewhere. What am I going to do? There is a dead body and this day is a very bad day for me. I am experiencing a lot of problems and I am very disturbed. What shall I do now? These people, he has committed suicide by himself in front of me. My mind is very disturbed. And soon, the owner of the shop was also saying that police officers will come here soon. What am I going to do?
No, wait, sir. No, be confident. It's just a dead body. You are a strong person. You can rob yourself.
Yes.
How can you say that? You are having just 3 bullets left in your gun. 3 has been already used. You cannot do anything. And your partner is not with you. What you are going to do? What I am going to do? Oh my God.
Few minutes ago, I was happy that he will be helping us, but now he is not helping.
Why were I and we not able to rob it? It has been 7 hours since we are here, but we are not able to do it. And I think I am one of the reasons why he is dead now.
But we don't know whether the Anish will take. It's a very recently it's a very shocking incident, right? But before the police come, we can rob and go. 7 hours. 7 hours we were searching here. Myself and Veer are searching here for 7 hours everywhere. But everywhere people are. And now it is 7 hours now, and people have like from 11. Now it must be about 20 to 25 people. And having only 3 bullets, and in Veer's gun also it is just 2 to 3 bullets. How are we going to shoot these people and how are we going to rob? It's so provoking.
It's just 7 hours. In the one day you have 24 hours. You can make it.
No, that's not possible. The security is even more tight after the dead body. And you see, whatever mission I go, that's have been successful. But this particular mission, if I start doing, if someone spotted me doing something wrong, my mission will be unsuccessful. So I'm worried about that. No, I can't do that. I'm going back home.
Police will be arriving into us. How can I do it? It has been 7
Mr. Dev, don't worry, right? So, do you remember me? I'm Johnson. Shashank.
No, he might be the police officer. No, he might be the police officer.
Shashank is coming.
No, he's the police officer.
You have 3 bullets.
Run!
When is he coming?
He is coming in any minute.
Oh my God, run away! Run away! Oh my God, you are the wanted list. You will be in jail. Run away!
Please. Yeah, Reshvar.
I want to join as well. I want to add a point.
Yeah, okay. So Reshvar is adding a point and stay in character, everybody. Stay in character. 3, 2, 1, go. Look, Reshvar. Yeah, he's trying to yell out. We can understand. Yeah, Reshvar, go.
Okay, all the emotions. Listen to me. I know that you really want to do this robbery, and you feel like this is the only way that you can get by in life. And it was almost so successful, and then something so horrible happened. I mean, I've seen many deaths in my life, but nothing like this. Nothing right in front of my eyes, where a person shot himself in the head. This is I don't understand how such things can happen. I mean, is what I'm doing even right? I mean, I know I've been robbed so many times of my life, of my livelihood before, but is that right for me as a person to become one of those people, to become such a low life as one of them, or should I be a higher person, think higher of myself? I mean, I know I really want to go. I need this money. I need this money to support myself, and so does Veer. But is this right? Should I be thinking if I should run away with all this money, and how am I going to deal with this police officer? Oh God. Okay, go ahead, everyone.
Mitra and then Krishnan.
This is totally a different atmosphere. You were there in Dubai with Veer. What a life you had there. Rich, luxurious life. You had a big house and that resembles like a big mansion. You were having the best life ever. And you had lot of things to consume, lot of place. You went everywhere. You got there too, and every single rob was successful. And it was very easy. But this is totally a different one. How am I going to face that?
Take away these negative emotions and keep the positive emotions on your mind and heart. Keep there.
No, that's not possible. Your mansion will be taken away. Your properties, your car, your gun, everything will be taken away once you go into the jail.
Okay.
You are arrested.
Online team. Yeah, Kiran, go.
So first it's the dead body, now it's that officer Shashank coming. How will they feel after they find a criminal that's been on the loose for 12 years? You'll only be counting bars for the rest of your life.
And adding to that, I am also feeling that you are getting self-doubt. You are feeling insecure. I have always been telling you not to go in the immoral path of life. You see, this is what is the price you pay when you are really hitting onto the gut of the people. You have been robbing people, you have been extorting people, and you have been making people
That is his
feel.
life, his profession.
No, that was not his life, that was his desire. And that
Yes.
desire has brought him into the
We
trouble.
have been accompanying him for his whole life, and you know how much struggles he about
Yeah,
faced.
it's not late. Run away.
I have not been accompanying.
Childhood was the very worst.
I have not been accompanying him. I have always been warning him. And
Not warning
you
him.
know what? In front of the dead body, if you would like to have a dead body's companion, it's going to be you. Put a bullet inside your own
Why
head.
is
No, it's not
not
late.
later?
Please run away and clear all the evidence. Come on, run away. You are wearing a mask, so no. Don't worry about all the CCTV cameras. Run away, please.
Put it in the other side.
Don't
Not
worry.
the money.
Only
Okay,
3
don't
bullets.
listen to anyone.
And there is 45 police officers coming here. Run away.
Where did your friend Veer go? Huh? I mean, where is
Yes,
this guy?
Emotions won't say that.
Veer has always been in a self-advantageous mode. Okay, so he has
No.
never been helping
You
you.
are always misunderstanding him. Being inside him, you are misunderstanding him.
Ask his own self who is the better guy, you or me. He
You
will
don't
say
doubt
me.
yourself and don't listen to anyone
You
there.
have 3 bullets.
Issue.
What you do?
Yes.
Alright, please. Now, Darshan Siddharth has been, Dev has been put into a lot of negative emotions, and his inner conscience has also really made him to go for some judgmental reconsideration. So now, Reshvar, you got to explain the next sequence. What happens? What does Dev do after listening to all these emotions?
Sure, sir. Wait, I just want to make sure. Balaji, did you have something to say, or? Because you.
Balaji,
Yeah, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say that I want to.
okay, back in character, everybody. Balaji, go ahead.
So if Stefan comes, so it can be the happiness So immersion, coaching, so you can go next.
Yes, you are right. I agree.
What did he say?
I don't know.
Run away.
What?
Okay, Ritan.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, go.
Emotions.
Sir, I'm playing as regret, sir.
That was in the previous sequence, dude, not now. என்ன நடக்குதுன்னே தெரியாம playing regret. You played regret yesterday.
Yesterday.
Hey, you can be as anybody. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you can say,
So
come
you
on.
have, yes, sir. You have to plan this before, sir. Anyway, you know, everyone knows that anyway the police is going to be coming soon. You have to be planned before few times before that. Anyway, police is going to come. You need to do some extra plans to escape from the police.
Now your life has been tragedy. Onwards you can live a happy life and you have money so much.
It's not.
Everything can't be pre-planned. This all happened because of this situation. Who knows that Anish, that guy will come and suicide himself?
This all happened because of listening to some emotions like this,
Not
like
me.
this, like that, and like that. You understand?
So what you
If
counsel
you
me
had
right
been,
now?
if you had
What
been,
should I do?
See, babe, you have
don't
emergency exit.
listen to the fear of counsel, as the great saying goes. You are listening to the fear of counsel, and you are considering the words of anger. The clear point is surrender yourself to Sesha.
No, don't do that. Your life, everything
Come on,
will.
what can I do now?
Your
I'm
royal
calm.
life, see. Wait, can you
How can I
see?
escape the police now?
Yeah, that's emergency exit to my backside.
One day I'll get caught.
No
You
problem.
have 3 bullets. Spread it on the
That
people.
one day can be postponed to another day. Just look at it.
Take today.
Run away. Run away.
Right, please. Okay.
Excuse me, sir, may I-
What's up?
Once again, we will finish with Prabhuatya. Yeah, Prabhuatya.
So anyway, you are going to be get caught. So you can live till you get caught.
Yeah.
The main thing on your life
The
is
whole
not
life is saying,
Enjoy your life peacefully. Go. Run away. Go.
Enjoy
Yeah.
your life in joy.
No.
no, it's surrender. Please, right?
No.
You all are useless. I listen to you.
See,
Surrender.
Yeah, you surrender.
From this age,
You all are useless. Nothing listen to you all through my
you
life.
are going from this age of your going to suffer inside the jail. There's no point.
What can I do right now?
Yeah, 5 years later, 10 years later.
Then harm me then.
No problem.
Right. Please. Good job, everybody. Good job. Thank you.
So
Good job.
shall I speak, sir?
Sassy.
So shall I say the next thing, sir?
Yes, Reshvar, go ahead, please.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that this one was like awesome. Literally, I think almost everybody participated and gave their points. So thank everybody for speaking up. And except for Kaminithan, and you guys can join next time. It's okay. And it was much better than last one with Anish as well. I feel like it was more constructive and there was a better flow of thoughts. So yeah, that's good. Good job, guys. Good job.
well done, everyone.
Yeah, well done.
So,
Well done, friends.
Reshvar, you should understand that any performance is depending upon as good the plot used to be. So it is your plot that has made.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, Reshvar.
I mean seriously, Reshvar, very seriously speaking, that's what I have been thinking about when I was walking around when people were performing. During this pandemic situation, those lakhs and lakhs of patients who have been falling victim for this COVID, they were having these kinds of mixed emotions. Imagine, they were taken to the hospital and the family members were not along with them. They were in an isolated bed. Just like Dave, just like Anish, just like we went along with amongst all those negative and positive emotions, those lonely patients would have went through a lot of emotions like this. Some people survived, many people died. So this entire plot that we have designed has given that thinking to me on a very supreme basis. Most of the people are falling prey for the negative emotions. Here, as far as Dave is concerned, his main inner conscience comes and says that it's high time you surrender. But there is one anger emotion which says, played by Mitra, which says that no, don't give up. So I only wish that some people who have gone along with the bed to the heavens, they should not have given up. But somewhere or other, by listening to all these mixed emotions, they have given up, and that's why they died. So I'm just mixing it as a metaphor, and I'm just trying to find out a reason to explain how much happy that you have, how much happy that I have got because of you bringing the plot. It was a very psychological plot, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
So always, before we go to the next sequence explained by Reshvar, always be smart in listening to the emotions. So Anish did not listen to his emotions. Dev did not listen to his emotions. So this kit is a great learning for you. So when you have got an adversity or something, try to listen to the stack of emotions. அதை filter பண்ணி அதில் எது நல்லதுங்கிறத கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது உங்க கையில். That's a spot where not even God or not even parents can come and tell you. And the moment அது நீ தான் செய்யும். Right? I'm encountering such thing today. You might be encountering such thing today. So during that time, this inner conflict given by the negative emotions and positive emotions. That's what I think Brinda mentioned yesterday. The id and the superego. So listening to the superego. Here Anish and Dev were not given. Who is the superego in Dev's situation? இங்க ஒரே ஒரு superego தான் இருக்கு. அது யார்? No. Out of all the emotions that Dev faced here. Right.
Conscious.
Yes. Surrender பண்ண சொன்ன அந்த கான்சியன்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் இங்க சூப்பர். மற்ற எல்லாமே ஈட். So it is your choice. So உள்ள வந்து ஒரு power வரும். When you are listening to the appropriate emotion and when you are giving life to that appropriate emotion, you get a power. ஆனா அந்த பவரை எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணாமே நிறைய பேர் முடிஞ்சிடலாம். So that's a mistake you should not commit. Right, Reshvar, now over to you. Explain the next sequence, please.
Okay. So next. So I think I wanted to do the same for beer, but I think it'd be way too similar. So I'm gonna we'll just before we go to the next sequence, we'll just have the spokespersons for each person. So Dakshin and Nagulan, they'll just for a few minutes, they'll just talk about what they want to do, what they're gonna do because of the situation, and all of that. Dakshin, and then we'll jump straight into the mind of Shashank.
Dakshin and Vedavarshan.
Sorry.
Dakshin and Vedavarshan. Vedavarshan is playing beat today.
Oh, sorry, Dakshin and Nagulan, but Nagulan's not here.
Yeah.
So who wants to be the spokesperson for Veer?
Varshan is playing Veer.
Okay, sorry, my bad. So it's Vedavarshan and Dakshin. They're just gonna have a small conversation, and then we're gonna jump straight into the mind of Shashank. So Shashank, we're gonna have a new spokesperson. We're gonna assign people new emotions, and it's gonna be the same thing again. The spokesperson for Shashank will come. He'll come and give his story and what he is as a police officer, and how he has handled situations, hostage crises like these. And he's going to give his background. And so basically the emotions, the people who are acting as emotions will listen to this, and they'll give their proper points whenever the time comes for the discussion between emotions. And so basically what Shashank has to do, his goal is to get all the hostages out safely by negotiating with the robbers. And during this time, after the emotions of Shashank, they argue and everything, the spokespersons for Shashank will have a negotiation with Vedavarshan and Dakshin. That'll also be very quick, and that'll be the end of this game.
Okay, now we shall have a quick discussion between Veer and Dev. So we have skipped the part of Veer's emotions having distinctive discussions within themselves, because it's going to be very similar like what we had seen about today. So there's Darshan here, Darshan there.
Like discussion about this robbery, sir, we should run away like that.
Yes, correct. Now it is the ultimatum for you. Anish is there, Shashank is coming, shopkeeper also doubts you now. People are really nourished about you, and you have to take a quick decision. So a short discussion. Immediately after this sequence, we are going to have Shashank enter in.
Sir, any
Right, Reshvar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
any planned conclusion, sir, or
Reshvar, do you want any plans or any conclusion to be made by Veer and Dev here?
No, it's just a discussion. Because like in the middle of the discussion, I'm gonna say freeze, and then Shashank enters.
Right. Got it?
Who will be the session, sir?
Balaji.
Sir, will enter the scene, sir. Who will enter?
Balaji.
Every sir, so now I will enter.
பேசுவோம்
this is action பண்ணுவா பாலாஜி ரப்பிங் கொடுப்பாங்க.
அங்கிருந்து அவன் பேசுவான் குரல்
Is it the Balaji never
Is Balaji playing Shashank or you have somebody else in mind, Reshvar?
Sorry. Yeah, Balaji is playing as happiness of Shashank. No, nobody's a spokesperson yet.
Okay,
Who wants
so
to be the spokesperson?
who wants to be Shashank? Balaji is only happiness.
Yeah, let's actually decide the emotion.
sir ரெண்டு பேரும் வந்து
Hariharan and Krishnant want to be Shashank.
Sir, I can be his assistant, sir.
Yes, sir. Like constable.
anyone
Okay, so Shashank and Shashank's constable. Hariharan plays Shashank.
Sir, no, sir. Inspector, sir. Sub-inspector, sir. No constable.
No, we're not gonna have that. There'll be too many people.
Only
There.
Shashank. Only Shashank.
Yeah.
ஏய் போங்க அத ஒருத்த முடியும்
I must நீ வாடா ஹரி. போறோம்.
So, who wants to be the emotions and who wants to be the spokesperson?
I'm thinking of putting Shashank as a lady. Will that be fine?
Yeah, sure.
சஷாங்கி சஷாங்கி ஒரே மட்டும் ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் இது சஷாங்கா ஏ ஆட் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சஷாங்கா சஷாங்கா சஷாங்கா
So, Kirtana being the most senior person in today's class in the direct batch, we will have Kirtana as the police officer.
சஷாங்கா
Reshvar, I want you to quickly figure out a name for Kirtana here instead of Shashank.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
சசிகலா
That's my grandmother.
அப்படியே
Who wants? I don't know.
Any name for Kirtana?
கனிமொழி
Sir, Shanti.
Nirmala, sir.
Kiran, what is it?
Nirmala, sir.
Shanti.
Shanti.
Song is good there, but song.
Shantini na chala.
Shanti, is that okay? I'll type that in.
No.
Premalaga.
Shanti is very, very peaceful. We will have
Inspector Chandra.
Inspector Rima. RWMA. Rima.
கொஞ்சம்
Or
Inspector Rima.
okay. Who wants to be the emotions?
Okay, so Rima's happiness. Volunteers, please. Rima's happiness.
No, Balaji already called for that.
Yeah, Balaji has already gone. Rima's anger.
Sir, me.
Okay. Kiran can be anger, and wonder Vishnupriya, because Vishnupriya has not taken part. So wonder for Vishnupriya. Rima's regret. Okay, let Rima's regret be Krishnant, and hope shall be Kalpita, and fear shall be. Okay, so you can add some emotions. We will give fear to Brinda. You and me will add some emotions. So, fear for Brinda, and Manikandan and Mitra will bring up some more additional emotions. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. The more emotions, the better. Right?
So, Dev and Veer will be speaking, and Reshvar, when it is time, he will call freeze, and then Kirtana will enter as Rima. Eleganta, prestigious, ஒரு லேடி ஆஃபீஸர், ஒரு போலீஸ் ஆஃபீஸரா, ஒரு கேர்ளா எப்படி இருக்கணும்னு உன் மைண்ட் இமேஜினேஷன் இருக்கோ அதை கொண்டு போகும். புரியுதா?
அது கொண்டு இப்படி சொல்லக்கூடாது, இமேஜினேஷன் கூட கெத்தா இருக்கும்.
ரைட்டா? இந்த கோமாளி வீடு பார்த்துட்டு நம்மளால சிரிக்காம இருக்க முடியாது.
இல்லைங்க, நானும் சார் டோர் தானா திறந்து வரோம்.
வேணாம்.
சும்மா சொல்லுங்க.
கண்ணா நீ உட்காரு, நான் சொல்ல போதும். ரெடி 3. ஏய் நீயும் என்ன மாதிரி மித்ரா மாதிரி தான்டா. ஏதாவது அடிஷனல் எமோஷனா நீ பேசணும். ஓகே? எங்க போற நீ கேர்ள்ஸ் பக்கத்துல? அங்கேயும் போற நீ.
அது கீத்ரன் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் சரி அங்க பின்னாடி
அங்க படிக்கிறது அங்க போய் போறீங்க. ஜாமா போடுங்க கூட சேர்ந்து போய். சார் பால் சார் நான் போலே கேட்டு விட்டேன் சார்.
Ready 3, 2, 1, go.
I told you this is not work. Let's start it.
Because of your gun. Who asked you to take it out?
What did I do, man? You snatched it away from me.
No,
Where was your gun?
it was a biggest mistake.
Do you even have a gun?
Yeah, my gun was.
Where is the gun? Where is the gun, first of all?
I kept it in
You
my
are forgot to
gun.
bring your gun.
Yeah, I forgot to bring my gun.
So?
See, I have
Your
it.
little brother is bringing your gun.
No, I didn't put it in my pocket. Just now I remember.
Your servant is bringing your gun. You forgot to bring it.
Okay,
And you are taking it.
no problem, stop it.
No problem.
Now let's try to escape now.
Hey, surrender, bro.
See,
Surrender.
I have 12
Hey, the
minutes.
Prima is having got a Prima.
Say, you have extra magazine.
Yeah, excuse me.
Oh.
Where is our Alex? What should be on the
Shashank is
Excuse me,
No,
Shashank.
I need a
Don't
golden
say
strap.
anything.
Okay, I need a golden strap.
Where is our watch?
My name is Johnson. I hope you remember me. This is my security. Take hands of him.
Okay,
Take hands of him. Take hands of him.
Okay.
Take hands of him. Look. Stay here. As they are discussing. Inspector Rima is
When will our watch come? Hey, leave
Shashank
about Rima.
Shashank has been
Who is it,
redirected and Rima is coming. Okay?
Rima?
I have got the clear information who
You mean
you
Inspector
really
Rima?
are. You
You
understand?
mean Inspector Rima?
Inspector.
What?
Rima.
Oh,
Hey.
Rima. Oh,
Okay, where is my watch?
Here, stop that.
Reshvar, I think it's time. Reshvar.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So freeze. Rima. Sorry, Rima enters and we go straight into the mind of Rima.
Okay.
Vedorshan, we'll go sit down. We're gonna do the sequence with Rima now.
Okay, initially Rima comes and she asks one question and then we are going for the emotions of Rima. So after she asks the question, Vedorshan and Dakshin Siddharth will go to the seat.
Okay,
And then Rima will be in the middle and the emotions will come. Okay? Ready, 3, 2, 1. Rima enters. Ask, நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு question மட்டும் கேளு. We don't have time. Then we are going for the emotion sequence.
Rima is coming.
Rima along with assistant வரணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறான். நீ சும்மா வந்துடு. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
Rima assistant Puma. Hey, I got extra minutes in 12 minutes is too
Come on,
much.
let's kill Rima.
Yeah, let's
Let's
kill
kill
Rima.
Rima. Who's Rima? Who's
Yeah.
So what happened here? So in front of you on dead body?
No, in front of me, one dead body.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
He
who are you?
committed suicide. He committed.
Who are you?
I'm inspector.
Why are you in non-uniform, color dress?
Hey.
Down to innocent, down to innocent. Who are you? Show your ID.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Oh, gun, right? I get only that.
Ma'am, there is
Just
a robber.
Okay, freeze.
There is someone.
Freeze.
Yes, there is someone here, ma'am, a robber.
Please.
Emotions. Go. Emotions, please. Rima's emotions. Stop. Reshvar, slide please. Yeah, Rima's emotion. Happiness, Balaji. Anger, Kiran Nandita. Wonder, Vishnu Priya. Regret, Krishwant. Hope, Kalpita. Fear, Brinda. And random emotions, Mitra, Maniganan Sundaresan and Hariharan. So Mitra, Maniganan Sundaresan and Hariharan will participate later. Also, that's the same case with the other online entrants too. So we will first see how the main emotions play. As Reshvar mentioned, there is not going to be any prompt from my side. You guys have to regulate your own selves and keep it as a conversation board. Remember, Rima is a police officer. She also has got reasons to be happy and she also has got reasons to hold the other emotions as well. So, no, Balaji goes first. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
So I happy to see that from the dead body that is coming up. So and I found two people who are acting as a criminal, so I'm going to catch him.
You are happy that you found a dead body? You literally mentioned that yourself, dude. Okay. Let's start from the first. Hey, 3, 2, 1, go.
So I found these two people are acting as a criminal. They should kill Anish. So I'm happy to catch them red-handed.
So see, in front of your dead body. This is a job. I strongly believe that you will be able to catch Mr. Dev and leave this time, and we have been working for it in a special operation for 12 years, and I hope this is the best situation.
Yeah, you. If you doesn't do it today, what if, how will you answer for your senior officers? Think of your senior officers. You should do it today. I really wonder you will be doing it today.
What about your prestige in society? Yes. What is your prestige? What is your honor?
And you have been mapping and charting to catch Dev and V for a big time now. You've got a wonderful opportunity out here. But don't you feel that you are having a kind of a second thought by looking at the dead body? Because you have got this kind of bad feeling that is going on with the postmortem department. Some people are really treating you very bad in the postmortem department. So you are really hesitant to take it forward. And you would like to take the cell phone and call somebody from the postmortem department to come and clear the body. But you are hesitating. As an inspector, you are hesitating. You are having fear to speak to your own colleague. Come on. Go up.
Anything may happen. How can you believe in Mr. Dev and Mr. Veer? They must have forced Anish, that guy. I think his name is Anish, who is lying over there. They must have forced, and by no other go, he must have suicided himself.
And you
There
were
are a
in
lot
a,
of threatenings here.
In the police department, you were like a kid in the police department. You should prove now that I am also a police officer, and I can also solve the case.
exactly. Because once you entered, those two criminals, they're making fun out of it. They are pranking.
The police station, the police officers are not respecting you. What will you do for them?
Yes.
Only evidence we got is Anish. So file the case against him.
No, don't listen to that emotion. How can we? She has got much bigger problems to carry.
What
Right?
bigger problem? Because she is working for it since 12 years.
How can she take care of Anish right now? She has to first of all arrest Dev and V.
Anish has been already evidence for filing the case.
What kind of evidence you want other than the public that were in the shopping mall? Come
She's
on.
so innocent.
She has to prove, as this guy mentioned in her mind, she has to prove her excellence. And instead of clearing Anish's body, she has to put the handcuff around the hands of V and Dev. That's what I feel. You got to do that immediately. Take no.
Everyone else. Yes, we should do it.
Yeah. Excuse me. Balaji, Kiran, go.
I believe that the shopkeeper is telling the truth. So if you can arrest those two people and you can put them in jail so that you can have promotion.
I am not shopkeeper. I am also one of the emotions, Balaji. Right. Okay.
I can't believe there's a dead body inside, and now I can't believe that the two people are trying to get away. I have to get them before they escape.
Yes, that is precisely the point. Don't you ever listen to her and her, because they both are trying to major on the minor things. Arrest those two guys, because it is your dignity and integrity into this kind of a case. Just imagine how atrocious two criminals getting into a public place like a shopping mall and they are trying to rob. And in front of those two people, one person has committed suicide. You know, that guy, Anish, is a psychiatric department. Okay? Let them come and take care. But you be a brimming police officer and put the handcuffs around
Yes,
those hands.
the town always knows that you are so innocent.
Yes.
But they misunderstand and they but they misunderstand and they are proving that you are a coward. Prove them that you are not a coward and you are a brave woman.
Let's solve this. Listen to us. Don't listen to anyone.
May I
Solve this
speak?
case and put that is one proverb. Put respect and take respect. So solve this case and
Yeah, that is an epic proverb. Put respect and take respect.
Yes.
this is the proverb.
Put respect and take respect.
Okay. Yeah, right. Please, Reshvar.
Okay, listen. These people are here. They have guns in their hands. God knows what they're gonna do. Are they gonna shoot me or something? I should probably go. Go get some backup. But if I do that, then they'll run away because they already know that I'm here. They'll run away with the money that they've got. I come here just on time to catch them. So is it right for me to leave right now, or should I face them? And they have their guns pointing at me, and how should I convince them?
Validating that emotion of
Other
yours.
emotions help me. Yeah.
Validating that emotion of yours. You should not run away. You should stay here. You should face.
Take your gun.
Now is the time for song.
Kiran.
Sir, I'm acting as hope now, sir. So, who knows? Maybe they could be good people. Maybe they're like just, maybe they're regretting what they did. Who knows? Let's just hope for the best.
This is a great chance for solving these two cases. You can take the Anish and Veer and Dev.
Yes, whatever works come, you should complete it today. If you didn't complete it today, you should answer for your society, you should answer for yourself, you should answer for your senior officers.
Proceed with Anish's case and go ahead with Dev's case. Take your gun and show the woman's dignity.
Prove that
What that conscience says is act with your heart. What this conscience says is act with your head. If you are taking care of Anish's case first, it means you are acting with heart. If you are going and arresting Dev and Veer, it means you are acting with your head.
Proud.
Head rules always. Head rules.
Dignity is proud to you.
image, everything.
Your dignity.
Proceed
Whatever you feel. Show the
what your
womanhood.
heart says.
Show the womanhood.
Exactly. Good one.
Prove that
Stop it. And the emotion. Stop it. And the emotion.
Okay, we are finishing this sequence with Hariharan once, Mitra once, and Vishnupriya once. And Vrinda once. You want to speak? As the last person.
Even online people.
Yeah, we will then start with Prabhu. Yeah.
Start, sir.
Yes, Prabhu.
So many of them think in outside that women, they can't do anything. But it's time for the show. You need to make it.
Correct.
Even though there are people, you are more powerful than that in power.
That's a beautiful point.
Yes, you are the powerful element. Show your respect and dignity.
Stop this!
We are going to stop this business. பாவம் தண்ணி குடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தாரு.
Okay, right. Say, வாங்க time ஆச்சு. Mitra. Yeah, Mitra.
prove who you are. Be strong. Take your gun. Load your gun. Proceed and arrest both of them. Prove who you are. Be stronger and always prove that you are a strong lady and a strong police officer and not a coward, and you are also very innocent.
Arrest these two persons. The bad person should not be in the shopping mall. They should be in the jail.
You should hear the brain's idea. You should not act as emotion. Emotion will be distracting you.
No, don't listen to them. Listen to your heart. Go ahead with Anish's case. Then
Take these two emotions out of
You are not Mother Teresa to listen to your heart. You are Inspector Rima.
Yes.
Why can't you become another mother?
Mother Rima.
Mother Rima.
Okay. Please, good job, people. Good job. Alright, Reshvar. Over No, no problem, no problem. You have administered the plot so very well, and it should not end up very abruptly. So we are going to have the final sequence tomorrow when you show up. Think of
Sir,
yeah.
it's, okay, I mean, there's not much to it. I think this is the end. Lastly, there's a conversation between the police officer and the two robbers. There's a debate, like a negotiation going on, and because the police officer has to get the hostages out safely. So I think that's it. And then I don't think we need to take it on to tomorrow because I didn't plan that much. Sorry.
No, what we will do is we will take some 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning of the session tomorrow, and we will have this climax sequence tomorrow. And then I have few questions to be asked for which I need your presence, and people will have to comprehend that questions and answer properly. So we will have the last climax sequence in the first 10 minutes, and then we are having a new act. Here you are joining tomorrow, and in the first 10 minutes we will be able to make it as a act. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
one of the best kids ever, Reshvar. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. And I think everybody also participated pretty well, and they gave it points, and they actually saw it as the emotion. That's really good.
Thank you, Reshvar. Very nice plot now.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys can now be aware of what goes on in your mind during tough situations, during hard times, or like even like I know a lot of people have exams right now, and you're probably having all these thoughts about like, oh, I just want to be lazy and just watch TV, or I want to like study because it's good for my future and all that. So I hope you're aware of these emotions and you can make good good choices based on them. So.
Definitely. No
Yeah.
deny. Alright, Reshvar. Good job.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Reshvar. Keep sharing this down. Have a good day now. Bye,
Yeah.
Reshvar.
Stop it.
Oh, wow.
You sent a plot, right? Net to me. Arrange for it.
ட்ரில்லிங்னு போட்டுருந்துச்சு சார் எனக்கு
Mysterious sir,
பார்த்தா
sir, sir.
பண்ணலாமா சார் ஆஃப்டர் எக்ஸாம்
நீ வரியா?
ஆமாம் சார் இந்த கீட்ராஃப் பிளாட் பண்ணி ட்ரில்லிங் 20,000
அவனுக்கு 2 வாரம் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. கமிங் 20,000 முடியும்.
பிளாட்ல எல்லாமே சஸ்பென்ஸ் சார் டேபிள் உட்கார்ந்து என்ன பண்ண போறாங்க சஸ்பென்ஸ் அப்புறம் தண்ணி குடிக்க போவாங்க சார் மூடி திறக்கறது சஸ்பென்ஸ்
அவன் திங்க் பண்ணவே இல்லை இன்னும். Yes, who's it?
Sir, sir.
Yeah, tell me, what is it?
Sir, can you have my assistant, sir?
So, shall we have Balaji's kit on Monday? And from Tuesday onwards, Kirtana's kit?
Balaji main
Okay, Balaji, we will mostly have your skit on Monday. Balaji?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. So, 119, Kiran, can you list me out who are all present there?
Okay, sir. So in the call there is Banajana sir, Kavin Nitin sir, Prabhu Aditya sir, Ritin and Anish sir.
Prabhu, Ritvika, Marina, Nitin Murugan, Muthuvashi, Anika. Yes.
23rd.
உட்காந்து மேட்ச்ல கணக்கு போட்டுருக்காங்க. Anybody in online team saying something?
Sir, I have to leave now, sir.
Bye, can keep
We all are leaving now. We all are leaving now. We all are leaving now. So, I think till the parents come, I will be administering something over here. So, people who want to stay, you can stay. And people who would like to leave the call, you can leave the call. So, Kiran, see you tomorrow. You've done a wonderful job today. See you tomorrow.
Bye everyone, keep studying now. Bye everyone, keep studying strong.
That depends upon how he has planned it.
So only one day, sir. Singapore போறாங்க sir. அங்கே முடிச்சிட்டாங்க sir.
Singapore, India to Singapore 4 hours travel, sir. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day something, sir. Police sir, ஏதோ ஒரு வாரம் போட்டு சார். அந்த கேம்
Your character will be at last, sir. Peter Robinson, sir.
And your businessman.
You will be much non-part of first few scenes, sir. So I just entered you as Peter Robinson, sir, as a guide of everyone, sir. You're just taking care of students in castle. Just taking care of students in a castle, sir.
இல்லை ரெக்கார்ட் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு, நாட்டில் ஸ்டாப் ஆகி போடணும். ஓகே சார்.
ஒரு 5 வருஷம் கழிச்சு யூடியூப்ல இருந்தா பார்க்கணும்னு சொல்லுங்க.
ஓகே சார்.
So I just made that you don't want to be like so alone, sir.
Okay. Maybe help. Maybe get me water. Check.
So I just made that alone.
என்ன வந்து ஏன் இன்வால்வ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
என்னோட நான் சொன்னேன் வெரி குட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் தான்.
So if not
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் தான்
ஏய் பெரிய வர சொல்றேன் நீ
sir. Sir, but taking the last law also you're the main, sir. So your person will be the most wanted person, sir. If you're not interested to be Peter Robinson,
இல்ல என்ன விட்டீங்கன்னா இன்னைக்கு காலையில ஃபுட்பால் எப்படி வராங்க? நான் பாட்டு சொன்னேன்.
no sir.
அது பண்ண கூடாது சார். உங்களுக்கு திரும்பி நீங்க போட்டு வைக்க கூடாது சார். அது நான் வேணும் நீங்க மாட்டா சார். நீங்க போட்டு வைக்க கூடாது.
Last you know you did that you will be like monitoring, sir. So I just
Sir, drainage is not you come with
What is seriously basically
கண்ணாடி உடச்சு only monkey.
There is one tree, one mango in one tree.
I told it near the castle, sir, there is a tree, sir. It will not shut the leaves, sir. Only the branches, sir. It will shut the leaves once. I thought of plan like a sensitive comment, sir. Sir, I and the forest, the castle.
English நல்லா இருக்குல்ல?
Yes sir. So like United States of
Oh, you're happy.
over here at the
தமிழ்னு சொன்னா அதுவும் இங்கிலீஷ்.
Yes, sir.
sir நான் வந்து
அந்த castle அந்த ஏரியா வந்து ஃபுல்லா இருட்டா இருக்கும், sir. அது வந்து
Light போடுங்க.
வெளிச்சமே வராது.
இல்ல வெளிச்சத்துல பேய்ன்னு சொன்னப்போ ஏன் கேட்கணும்
So அப்போ வந்து அந்த ஃபாரஸ்ட் அந்த ஏரியா மட்டும்
ஒன்ஸ் 6 months ஒன்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு நாள் மட்டும்தான் வெளிச்சம் வரும், அதுக்கப்புறமும் அந்த இருட்டு ஆயிடும் சார். அதனால அந்த கேசட் பக்கத்தில் ஒரு ட்ரீ இருக்கும், இதை வந்து ஃபுல்லாக வந்து லீவ்ஸ் எல்லாமே ஷட் ஆகிடும் சார். அந்த ஒரு நாள் மட்டும் வெளிச்சம் வருது சார், அப்போ மட்டும் அந்த லீவ்ஸ் வந்து அந்த ஒரு நாள் மட்டும் வருது சார். ஸோ வந்துட்டு
ஒரு நாள் என்ன
லீவ்ஸ் வந்து வரும்,
பிரான்ச்சஸ்
அது எப்படி எப்படி காஞ்சு போன மரம் வெயில் அடிச்சு மட்டும் இலை வந்துடும்.
பேய் வரன்னைக்கு மட்டும் லீவ் வந்து துளிர் வரும். பேய் போன பிறகு
ரத்தம் வரும் அது சொல்லுவாங்க. அக்கா வந்து இலை வந்து பேய் வந்துருங்க. பேய் காலையில் வரும். காலையில் வர பேய் பேய் வரும்.
அதுல கீர்த்தனா மட்டும்தான்.
நீங்களும் பேய்.
Why did you name it as Father's Day?
யூடியூப்ல போட்டுக்கலாம்.
Children don't watch it. You know it அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு ஜானல் வரும் அந்த காலத்துல. நீங்க கூகுள்ல போய் யூடியூப்ல ரோப்னு ஒரு படம் இருக்கு. 943.
You mean Kylie sir?
Rope.
You mean Kylie?
It's
on 30 minutes sir. And then my mom called, so I just left like that.
இல்ல அது அவன் சொல்ற அளவுக்கு நான் பெருசா இல்லை. பெருசா இல்லை. ரோப்னு ஒரு படம் இருக்கு. ரோப் அப்படிங்கிறது படமே இல்லை, இன்சிடென்ட். இல்ல ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை, கையில் வச்சு ஒருத்தன் கொண்டுருவான். சரியா? ஹிட்ச்காக் படம் யூடியூப்ல இருக்கு. ரோப் பண்ணிட்டு கையில் வச்சு ஒருத்தன் கொண்டுருவான். ஓப்பனிங்ல இப்போ வேதவர்ஷன் தக்ஷன் ரெண்டு பேரும் சொல்றேன். வேதவர்ஷன் தக்ஷன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எடுத்தோன்னே ரொம்ப அதை என்ன சொல்றது, நான் அப்படியே ஒரு மாதிரி அன்னைக்கு இப்போ இல்லடா விக்ரா 7th grade ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண புதுசுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அப்போ வந்து எமர்ஜென்சி செஷன் முடிச்சுட்டு கீழே போனேன். கீழே போயிட்டு ஐ வாண்டட் டு பி அலாங் வித் விக்ரா. பட் அவர் எப்போ ஹோம்ஒர்க் எனக்கு கோவம் வந்துருச்சு. நான் மாடி வந்து இங்கே உட்காந்து பார்த்தேன். ஹிட்ச்காக் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். சைக்கோ ஹிட்ச்காக், ஆல்ஃபிரட் ஹிட்ச்காக். ஆரம்பிக்கும் போதே ஒருத்தர் கத்துவான். படம் ஆரம்பிக்கும் போதே சம்படி ஸ்கிரீன். அதான் ரெண்டு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் சேர்ந்து கையில் எடுத்து ஒருத்தனை கொண்டுருவாங்க. இல்லை அந்த கையில் வச்சு தான் படம் வச்சு ஒரு காஃபி நம்ம போட்டு வச்சுக்கலாம். காஃபியில் ஒரு சூட் கேஸ் போட்டு வச்சுக்கலாம். அன்னைக்கு ஒரு பார்ட்டி, அந்த பார்ட்டி வச்சுருப்பாங்க. ஸோ சூட் கேஸில் போட்டதுக்கப்புறம் பார்ட்டிக்கு எல்லோரும் வருவாங்க. கேக்கு, ஒயினு, அப்புறம் ஸ்நாக்ஸு எல்லாத்தையுமே இவன் உள்ளே போட்டு வச்சுருக்கிற அந்த பாக்ஸ் மாதிரி தான் வச்சுருப்பான். Assuming that after the party they will go and buy somewhere. But James Kaufman என்னமோ ஒரு லெஜெண்டரியான ஒரு ஆக்டர். அந்த அப்படி சும்மா ரிட்டையர்டு மிலிட்ரி ஆஃபீஸராக உள்ள வந்து அந்த பார்ட்டியில் இவங்க ரெண்டு பேருக்கு ஸ்டேஞ்சான பிஹேவியர்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவர் தான் கண்டுபிடிப்பார். இவ்வளோ தான் படம். இந்த 3 மணி நேரம் பார்ட்டி நடக்குது, அதுதான் படம். என்ன தெரியுமா அது மேட்ரு? நீங்கள் இந்த படம் பார்க்குற வரைக்கும், நான் சொல்கிறது வரைக்கும் உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. பட் கான்செப்ட். பட் என்ன தெரியுமா மேட்ரு? படம் ஆரம்பிச்சதுலேருந்து படம் முடிகிற வரைக்கும் கட்டே இருக்காது. சீன் கட்டே ஆகுது. ஓ சீன் இப்போ ஓகே ரைட் இப்படின்னு ஒருத்தனை சொல்கிறாங்க. பாட்டு இல்லை மியூசிக்கு இல்லை இல்லை இவன் வரான் ஒரே கேமரா, ஒரே ஷாட்டு, ஒரே ஆங்கிள் அப்படியே வச்சு. லோ பட்ஜெட் ஃபில்ம் இல்லை, ஒரே கேமரா, ஒரே ஷாட்டு. இவ க்ரோம்ல யூடியூப் போட்டு ஒரே கேமரா, ஒரே ஷாட், அப்படியே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது ஆரம்பத்துலேருந்து கடைசி வரைக்கும் கட்டே பண்ண மாட்டான். அவனை கீழே படுக்க வச்சுட்டு எல்லாரும் கட்டே பண்ணான். எடிட்டே இருக்கு. ஆமா நான் டூரிங் டாக்கிஸ் கரெக்ட் சார். வெறும் ரோப் போடுறா சார். வெறும் ரோப் போடுறா. 1948 ரோப்
Hey, he said something.
1948 sir. Hey, என்னங்க ரோபன் மட்டும் வந்துச்சு official
trailer தான்.
Sir, Alfred Hitchcock.
ட்ரெய்லர் மட்டும் போடுங்க, கிளாசிக் ட்ரெய்லர் மட்டும் போடுங்க.
Classic trailer மட்டும் தான் சார்.
படமா பார்ப்போம்.
சவுண்ட் லைட்ல ஆஃப் பண்ணு.
தள்ளிக்கோங்க.
பழைய படங்கள் பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம பிரெயினுக்கு என்னமோ ஆகுது. இது ரோப்பே அல்ல.
Rope 19. Rope 1948.
சரி கட் பண்ணுங்க.
எனக்கு ரொம்ப வேற மாதிரி ஐடியால
இவனை கொண்டுட்டு அந்த பாக்ஸ் வச்சிருவாங்க. இந்த ஆள் வந்து ரிட்டையர்ட் மிலிட்டரி ஆஃபீஸர். இந்த ரிட்டையர்ட் மிலிட்டரி ஆஃபீஸர். அவர் வந்து அந்த பாக்ஸை வந்து பார்க்குறாங்க. அப்படியே ஸ்லோ ஹிட்ச்காக் வந்து எங்கேயாவது நடந்து போகிற மாதிரி. ஸோ இந்த பாக்ஸ்குள்ள தான் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. இவர் வந்து இவர் ட்ரை டு ஃபைண்ட் அவுட். கடைசியில் இந்த ஆள் தான் வந்து கண்டுபிடிச்சு சப்ப மேட்ரு. ஆனால் ஒரே ஷாட்லேயே ஃபுல் மூவி எடுத்துருப்பான். அந்த காலத்தில் வந்து பெரிய ஹிட்டான படம். இவர் இருக்க பார்த்தியா பெரிய ஆள் ஜேம்ஸ்
சார் இன்னும் யாரோ இருக்காங்க சார்.
Wow, already. Oh my God, 200 rupees people in the day. Shut up. I will mark it daily. Chutney.
இது காண்டே இல்ல.
ஸோ வந்து அந்த காட்சி பார்க்கறதுக்குலாம் நல்ல பொறுமை வேணும். தெரியுதா? கட்டே பண்ண மாட்டேன். இவனும் இவனுடைய ஃப்ரெண்டு தான் கொண்டிருப்பாங்க. திஸ் கை இஸ் இன்வெஸ்டிகேட்டர் இன் தி சென்ஸ் எங்களுடைய பழைய காலேஜ் படிச்சு பொறுமையாக வந்து அந்த படத்தை பாருங்க. அதை விட சூப்பர் இல்லை மேம். பார்த்தா அவனுக்கு ஒன்றும் புரியாது. அதை விட தனியா ட்ராக் பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. யார் பேசுறது? அதாவது வந்து ஒரே சீன் 7 கேமரா. இந்த 7 கேமராவும் ஒரே இதை வந்து கேப்சர் பண்ணும்போது உனக்கு சீன் கட்டாக மாதிரியே தெரியும். உனக்கு வந்து ரியலாக இங்கே வந்து இந்த ஹால்குள்ள ஏதோ ஒன்று நடந்தால் எப்படி பார்க்கணும் அந்த மாதிரி பார்க்க முடியும். ஆனால் கான்வர்சேஷன் ஃபுல்லாக கான்வர்சேஷன். படமெல்லாம் ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டடாக அந்த த்ரில்லிங் படம் மாதிரிலாம் இருக்காது. ஆனால் நல்லா ஒன்றுமே இல்லை. இதான் சொல்கிற மாதிரி ஒருத்தனை கொள்றாங்க. கடைசியில் வந்து நம்ம பழைய காலேஜ் கோர்ஸர் அவனை கொண்டு அங்கே கண்டுபிடிச்சோம்.
பிரியாணி படம் பிரியாணி
எல்லாம் இங்கே உட்காருங்க. ஏதோ ஒன்று அனுகூலங்களுக்காக நேம் சேட் போட்டு அனுப்பிச்சு
எல்லாமே சஸ்பென்ஸ் தான். இதெல்லாம் பண்ணுது. எல்லாமே சஸ்பென்ஸ் ஒரு பாட்டு ஒவ்வொரு
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி
எல்லாத்துக்கும் சஸ்பென்ஸ் தான். ஸ்டெப் எடுத்து வச்சா